Welcome.
Hello everyone. Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Hi everyone. Okay, we have a few people here. Thank you guys for coming sharp on time. At 11 we have Kak Tika, Chef Januar, Kak Haruming, Ilham, Yogi, and everyone. Welcome to today's class. I hope you are happy and healthy right now. Okay.
Hai Kak.
Hi Vatika. What's up?
Guys, if it's possible, please turn on your camera, yeah. Okay. Should we wait for the other people? Okay, let's just wait for some more time. But first of all, I would like to welcome everyone officially to the class. Good morning. I just want to talk a little bit with you guys. We have Kak Haruming here. Hi, Kak Haruming.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Still morning, right?
Kak Haruming, is it your first time joining Britzone?
Yes, my very first time joining the class.
Oh, wow. It's very exciting. How did you find Britzone?
My friend told me about Britzone, and she texted me the link to this class, I think. Yeah, to the Instagram.
Who is that friend?
It was Novi.
Novi
Nazmi. I don't know
if
you know her. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kak Haruming, for sharing your story. I hope you're having a great time today, so you can join our other class next week, maybe.
Yes.
I will also welcome Kak Ajeng Rara. Halo, Kak. Hi, Kak
Halo,
Ajeng.
Kak.
Hey, where are you right now, Kak Ajeng? Where are you right now?
I'm in Purwakarta.
Oh, Purwakarta, okay. Hi, Purwakarta. Is it your first time joining Britzone?
No, this is my second time.
Okay, welcome back then. I hope you're having a great time today. So before we are going to start the class, just one quick question to the fellow Britzoners. What comes to your mind when you hear about Japan? The first thing that comes to my mind when I heard about Japan is this, ramen, because I love ramen above anything. It's my what is it? Comfort food. It's my comfort food. What about Kak Arif? What comes to your mind when you hear about Japan?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. For me, music, I guess, and movies.
Okay. What do you have any particular like singer or musician that you have that you like?
Yeah. I have several favorite Japanese bands, actually, and movies as well. And I'm not sure if I mention them, you guys will know it. It's kind of.
Okay, so Kak Arif know a lot about Japan, yeah?
I love
Japan. Know
actually.
a lot about Japan. Okay, thank you, Kak Arif, for sharing. We also have Kak Halida.
Hello.
Hi, Kak Halida. How are you today?
Hi, Kak. I'm good.
Okay.
Thank you for having me join this class.
Kak Halida, what comes to your mind when you hear about Japan?
Japan. I think the weather, different weather with Indonesia, weather season, and sakura. And flowers, I think. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, that's one unique season in Japan that they don't have it anymore other than in Japan, the sakura
different with
season.
Indonesia.
Yeah. Thank you, Kak Halida.
Okay,
Okay, should
Kak.
we start the class? We have 22 people in the room. So I think it's best for me to begin the class right now. And I will
Okay.
begin the class by sharing about some announcements. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Once again, we would like to welcome everyone to our class, Britzone Fun Day Class. My name is Rama, and I am
Ini ada
going to be...
komunitasnya, kayak ada grup bahasa Inggris gitu. Nanti ada bule-bule peneliti dari...
And I'm going to be the master of ceremony for today's class. So today we are very blessed to have Brian as our conductor. As you have seen on the poster on Instagram, maybe we will discuss a little bit more about Japan and how he lived in, how he is living in Japan right now. So I understand that there are several of you who is the first timer here. This might be your first experience in Britzone. So I would like to introduce Britzone to you all. Britzone is an English education platform. We provide free English education. We are an open platform so everybody can join, and we have no like levels. So we really welcome everyone with every English level to our club to join and challenge their ability to speak English. So as you can see below, there is volunteerism, means that everybody here, everybody in the committee, as well as the conductor here are volunteers, means that we don't get paid for providing this class, but we do it out of love. Love only. Okay, so in Britzone, we have three different classes. The first one is Britzone Speaking Academy, which is usually held on Tuesdays starting at 7 p.m. online. At Britzone Speaking Academy, we held a class that focuses on public speaking skills, including but not limited to speech, debate, interview, etc. And then we have a Britzone English Betterment Series, which is held every Wednesday starting on 7 p.m. online, where it touches 4 skills in English, including listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And the last class of the week is Britzone Fun Day Class, which is today, held every Saturday starting at 11 p.m. This year, the class will be both online and offline. So if you have the chance to join us offline, we usually held our offline class in Jakarta. If you have the chance, please do come to our offline class. So in Britzone Fun Day Class, we basically provide every various topics that is fun and more casual for us to discuss. So as you know, we are on social media. On Instagram, we have Britzone ID. We are on YouTube, we are on Twitter, Clubhouse. We also have our own website, and we have our own podcast at Britzone Podcast and Spotify. But our main platform is Instagram. So please make sure that you follow our Instagram so that you can get all of the information about our classes and our future events. Okay, so in the beginning, I have shared to you that we are an open platform, we are free, and all of us here are volunteers, mean that Britzone doesn't get any profits from holding the class. However, we still need to find a way to maintain and finance the classes and our future events. That's why we have Britzone merchandises. This year, we provide, we have several merchandises that you can get. We have t-shirts, tote bags, sticker packs, and also notebooks. So if you are interested to get our merchandise, feel free to contact Britzone Merch. We are on Instagram, Shopee, and also you can reach Rizka at the number that you can see on the screen. And we are very blessed to be able to be sponsored by the Library of the Education and Culture Ministry, or Perpustakaan Dikbud. This is where we usually held our class before the pandemic. However, since we cannot get into Perpustakaan Dikbud yet, we have to shift our class online or find other place. However, we can still access the impressive resources, including 32 thousands of book collections, audio and video collections in Perpustakaan Dikbud. And after the class, we have the tradition of taking the picture. So make sure to stay until the end of the class so that we can take a picture together. And later on, we will send you the link, the feedback link in the group, in the WhatsApp group. And please make sure to fill out the link so that we can get, so we can improve our future class. Okay, that's all of the announcements. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our conductor. Are you guys excited? Please give me the love sign if you're excited.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our awesome conductor. Please welcome Brian. Hi, Brian.
Hello. Hey, everyone. Thanks. Thanks for having me here today. Britzone community. Thanks for allowing me to speak on a topic that is near and dear to my heart, which is Japan and living in Japan.
Yes, Brian, quick question.
Yes.
What are in which city are you right now in Japan?
So I am in Tokyo.
Tokyo.
At the moment. Yes.
I heard that Tokyo is actually the largest city in the world. Like it is actually very huge. Is that true?
It is massive. It's I often complain that it like takes a long time to get anywhere in Tokyo, but everything I need is within like this 10-minute radius basically. But if I want to go to, maybe some people here are familiar with like Shibuya or Shinjuku. Like for me to get there would take 40 minutes, which is quite a long time. Or at least I think it takes quite a while. But really everything I need is within like a 10-minute radius, and the city just doesn't stop. Like you can walk for hours and there's just houses. There's no pastures whatsoever. Sometimes you'll run into a park, but it's a massive city.
Okay, wow. We are so excited to hear from you about your experience on living abroad. I know that you're far from home right now, and we would like to thank you for sharing with us about your experience. So, Brian, you can start your presentation now.
Awesome, great. It's very interesting that you mentioned like far from home, because not too long ago I had a conversation with someone about, what does home mean? Because I traveled back to Holland not too long ago. And although I have some family in Holland, for me, when I went back to Japan from Holland, it felt like I was coming home. So my home shifted from Holland to Japan, and now I can, I'm blessed to call Japan my home. Sorry, I might cough now and then. I have a little bit of a throat ache. Let's see if I can. There we go. Boom. Yeah. So hello. Yeah. So again, thanks to Britzone for allowing me to speak today about Japan. So I'm Brian. I live in Japan. I've lived here for 11 years on and off. I also lived in Singapore for a little bit. It was a lot of my work involved actually traveling to Indonesia, which is how I know Jordan, who actually mentioned this group to me a few weeks ago. So thanks as well, Jordan, for telling me about this group. So I used to live in Singapore for 2 years during the Corona times, which was great timing on my end. So right before Corona started and became a thing, yeah, I moved to Singapore, and then 3 months later, yeah, Corona broke out and we couldn't leave our houses anymore, and I had to move back to Japan. So I'm Dutch, born and raised. I'm 34 years old, and like I said, the majority of my adult life I have lived in Japan. So, you know, it's really interesting when I travel, because I hadn't been back for 11 years to Holland. So when I traveled back to the Netherlands a few weeks ago, I felt like, yeah, like I said, I felt like a foreigner in my own country, which was a very unusual feeling. You know, like the people changed, I don't know, the way people drive their cars changed, the fashion changed. It's a completely different world. So I felt like a foreigner in my own country. So if you do decide to move abroad, I would highly recommend going back every year, if you can, so you don't lose touch with your roots. Indonesia and the Netherlands, I think we share a very rich history. It's not always a pretty history, but you know, I absolutely love Indonesia. I love Indonesian food. I actually love Indonesian food more than Japanese food. So although for you, Rama, you said ramen is your comfort food. For me, it's it's gado-gado and satay. I absolutely love it. Like the peanut sauce, I just pour it over everything.
Wow, that's interesting. I don't think many Indonesian will find gado-gado as their comfort food.
Oh, really? Oh, I cannot stop eating. Like, it's just because it's such a simple dish, right? But it's amazing. You know, it's it's really nice. I can make it here in Japan as well, because I don't need that many ingredients. So yeah, gado-gado is one of my comfort foods. But yeah, today, you know, it's not a history lesson. So we're going to be talking about living in Japan. And man, living in Japan is easy. It's even if you don't speak the language, even if you can't read the language, living here is like, it's incredibly easy. It's incredibly convenient. Like I said, everything I could ever need is within like a 10-minute walking radius, right? If you don't have a car, it's no problem. You can take the train and it'll take you throughout the entire country within like 8 hours. You can travel from like top to bottom on the main island. Public transport is great. The safety here is incredible. You know, more than once have I woken up by the side of the road after drinking a little bit too much. And, you know, you wake up with everything on you. Your bag is still there. Your wallet is still on you. You hear stories that if you lose your wallet in Japan, like you'll have it back within hours. And that isn't true. It's actually minutes. You'll have your wallet back in minutes. One day I was riding the subway and I found out I lost my wallet. So I got out at the next station, went to the station master, and I said, "Hey, excuse me, I lost my wallet." And they said, "Okay, from which direction did you come?" So I said, "Well, I came from the Shinjuku direction." I was like, "Okay, wait here." Like, then they, not sure what they did. He went back into his office and he came out 2 minutes later with a ticket that allowed me to go back into the subway to the station where they had found my wallet. So within minutes, my wallet had been found, it had been located, and the train station or the station master was kind enough to actually pay for my fare to go back to the station and pick up my wallet. So also some friends who have lost their wallets outside, they would go to the police station, like what you call it, Koban here. And yeah, sure enough, their wallets were always found. So it's incredibly safe country. Food is great. The people are great, very safe. super convenient. But finding a job was very, very, very hard. If you take a look at some of these university studies, there is, in Western countries, and in Southeast Asian countries as well, you can study business in Japan. There's very few countries out there where you have a master's program that is dedicated to doing business in a particular country. Like if you can do business in France, you can do business in Germany, in the UK, in the Netherlands, in America. But Japan is a very particular culture. And as a foreigner, to get into this, it's getting easier now, but in the beginning it was very hard. And for me especially, because just as I moved to Singapore a few months before Corona became a thing, I also moved to Japan right after the March 11th earthquake in 2011, which is now 11 years ago. So I came to, I basically had prepared everything. I sold my house in Holland, right? I quit my job, sold my car, said goodbye to my parents. And I was like, I'm going to move now. And then the earthquake happened. And I had to make a decision on, do I, find a new place in Holland? Do I crawl on my hands and knees back to my boss and ask for my job back? What's next? But I'm also very lazy. So I decided, I've gone this far. I'll just go to Japan. I'll move to Japan, even though the country is in disarray because of the earthquake. And I'll see how it goes. So I get on the airplane, and the airplane was no one on there. I was like the only person who wanted to travel to Japan at the time. And as I land there, within hours, I was already experiencing my first earthquake because of the aftershocks. And that was very hard. It's very difficult. I mean, especially for the Japanese people, but also for me and a lot of other foreigners as well, because earthquakes are very bad for business, especially if they cause, a nuclear disaster. So I had an issue because there was a hiring stop. Nobody wanted to hire anymore. People were, taking care of their, basically they kept their wallets shut, as we say. So there was no hiring, especially no hiring of foreigners. So I had to be super resourceful. And this is going to be really important if you want to move abroad. You have to be very, very resourceful, because as easy as it is to live here, it does come with its challenges. And, problems happen when you start moving outside of your comfort zone. You start to run into new problems, new situations. And although the earthquake that happened, is quite a, it's quite a unique event, you will run into other problems. So there I was, right? I was 22, 23, fresh off the boat, or fresh off the airplane, I should say. I had no job. I had no network. I had no prospects, and my bank account was, crawling closer to zero by the day. And then I remembered that I have a special skill, which is alcoholism. And people love a drink. But even better is that people love a free drink. So what I did was I reached out to a bunch of foreigners and Japanese people on LinkedIn. And I asked them, hey, listen, I'm in Tokyo. I'm just trying to meet some new people. Just landed. Can I buy you a drink? And a few people ghosted me, as happens. And a few people, they contacted me and said, yeah, sure, it sounds great. Let's grab a drink. So met up with a few people, bought them drinks, had a great time. And so I landed my very first job in Japan after 3 months of being there. Finally, I was able to get my job purely through networking and buying people beer. And I hope my skills have to do with it as well. My computer skills, because I used to be a programmer. But yeah, I landed my first job in Japan, and it was really nice. But if you're somewhat familiar with Japan, you know that the working hours are grueling. I would wake up around 7 o'clock, take the train, which took me 90 minutes because I was living way out there. And then I used to work until, I don't know, like on my very first day, I figured, I'm going to work for 8 hours because that's what I was used to back in Europe. Coming to the office at 9, it's 5 o'clock and people were still working. I was like, oh, that's new. And then it was 6 o'clock and people were still working. And it was 7 o'clock and people were still working. And it was 8 o'clock and people were still working. And I was like, hey, wait a second. It's like I'm nearing like an 11-hour day. And then it became 8:30. And then they said, Brian, let's grab a drink. I was like, whoa, it's like it's a Monday. That's new. But I don't want to offend the company. Welcome drink works for me. And then before you know it, it's like 12 o'clock and you have to catch the infamous last train because the trains, they stop running around 12 o'clock. So you grab the last train home. And again, it takes 90 minutes to come home. Then it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock when you're finally home. You brush your teeth, you take a shower, and then you wake up the next morning or the same morning at 7 o'clock to do it all over again. And that was, that was quite hard. That was a bit of a culture shock, if you will. That's such a, because you read about it, right? In Japan, people work insane hours, and it's true. It's getting a lot better, by the way. And not every day is an 11-hour day. There were also 9-hour days and and 10-hour days. But overall, work hours are quite grueling. It's very you put in a lot of hours, let's put it that way. And then I became bored of my job. That's another skill I have, is I grow incredibly bored really quick. I became bored and I reached out to my network and I said, hey, listen, I'm looking for a new job. Continuing on as a programmer. And again, just reaching out to people. But this time people were buying me a drink because you have, recruiters in Japan, lots of them, they get paid a lot of money if they place you at a company. So as I started making a name for myself, recruiters start reaching out to get to know you better. And so I landed my second job in Japan. Again, as a programmer, was a lot of fun. This time it was again for a sorry, for a Japanese company again. So sure enough, work would start at around 9, would end around 8 o'clock. Didn't see, I had a girlfriend, now my wife at the time, didn't see her much because, that's just, but on the bright side, she also had a job that works the same hours. So, you're kind of just tired together at the end of the day, which is nice. But then you kind of can guess what happened is I became bored again. So sure enough, I just went through the same motions, started reaching out to my network, started reaching out to people who reached out to me. And as you can guess, I landed my third job in Japan. This time it was for a Western company. And the working hours were somewhat better, but they weren't perfect either. And so as I worked there, sure enough, 1 year later, I became bored again. So having been around in Japan for now 3 years, I figured, something? I know a lot about business. I don't. I'm pretty smart. I'm not. I'll just start my own company, developing things for other people. I can make my own hours and I'll have to work less. I didn't have to work less. I had to work even harder than before. The money was worse than before. And it was, you know, instead of people reaching out to me, I had to start reaching out to other people again. But this time I had to pitch like, hey, yeah, let me help you. You know, I'll build you a website, or you have some IT troubles. Oh, yeah, let me help you. So that wasn't, that didn't go very well because I ran out of money. So sure enough, I reached out to my recruiters again, take a look at which recruiters reached out to me, and I landed my 4th job in Japan. I've had a lot of jobs in Japan. And as you can guess, I had that taste of freedom, you know, because as hard as it was very, you know, being able to set your own work schedule, even though it is very long hours, it's very, the freedom is great. But as you can guess, I became once again bored of working for someone else. So again, I started my own company in Japan, this time together with someone else, or rather they just took me in. And I can say I'm no longer bored. I've been working for the same company now for the past 7 years, which is a very long time. And that's kind of how I moved my way through, through Japanese work life. Worked for a lot of companies. I met a lot of interesting people. I learned to appreciate not working long hours, but making sure you're productive more than anything. Because there is a lot of, I mean, if you work 11 hours every day, at one point you're going to see a diminishing return, right? Like no matter how many hours you put in, your brain becomes fried and you risk burning out. And that's very, very common in Japan. I think that's also part of why there's such a big drinking culture here, because it helps us forget about the working hours. But of course, you know, there is more to life than work, even though you don't have that many hours in Japan to spend on, you know, on traveling. You know, Japanese food is great. As Rama said, like he loves ramen. It's great. One of my favorite dishes is tonkatsu, which is you know, deep fried pork. There's also a beef version, which is delicious as well. Maybe people are aware of Wagyu, which is the fatty Japanese beef, like with the marbling. Oh, it's so good. But also, and this might come as a surprise, I think that Japan is really, really, really good at making hamburgers. Of course, you know, foreigner got to eat his hamburgers. Over the past 11 years, I've tried about 70 different hamburger restaurants in Tokyo, in Tokyo alone. And that's one thing I really appreciate about the Japanese people, is that when they go for something, you know. They will perfect their craft, so to speak, no matter how long it takes, no matter how difficult. And I think that's something I try to, you know, to a certain degree emulate. Like I want to be good at what I'm doing, and I want to become the best at what I'm doing. So I'm really grateful for Japan for teaching me this lesson. And I love to travel in Japan. I come from Holland, which is a very, it's a super small country. The country is also super flat. In fact, it's so flat, it's actually below sea level for, you know, like half the country. If we would remove the barriers, half the country would be gone and flooded. And Japan it's a very mountainous region. I mean, sure, we're all familiar with Mount Fuji, I'm sure. So whenever I get a bit, you know, whenever I need to unwind from work, I can just take a 30-minute train out to the east of Tokyo, or the west of Tokyo, sorry, and I'll be in the mountains. Like, it's lush mountains. One of the closest mountains nearby is Mount Takao, which has a great hiking path. They also have a great, if you're ever there, they have a great ramen store at the top of the mountain, which is great. So first you hike for like 4 or 5 hours. And then you finally arrive at the top. And then you can have some delicious fatty ramen. And also, yeah, travel is easy. You know, trains go everywhere. Buses go everywhere. You can even take an airplane, although I'm not a big fan of flying, so I usually just take the train. Bullet trains, super fast. They take you to your destination in no time. So that is kind of my story about living in Japan, working in Japan, overcoming the challenges here, and yeah, I just want to know, like, before I move on, because I have 4 questions that I want people to to discuss amongst themselves. But before I do that, does anyone have any questions for me?
Yes. Okay. First of all, thank you so much, Brian, for your story. I heard about it, and it makes me have a different perspective about Japan. Like, Japan is fun and everything, but yeah, the working hour kind of, it's hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brian. So before we are going to jump to the FGD session, we are going to open some opportunities for all of you to ask question. We are going to start with, I think 2 questions is great. Does anyone have any question? We have Chef Zanu here already raised his hand. If you have any question, please feel free to raise your hand as well. Yeah. Okay, Chef Zanu, hello.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, so your question, please.
So thank you very much for give your presentations. So I have the 2 questions.
Okay.
So who's the guest today? The name I forget. Sorry.
Brian.
Brian. The first my question is, I have read about the article about the people in Japan. So they are almost them didn't want to get married because the living cost very high in Japan. My question, that is true or not? And the second one is, because I am chef, I am really want eat the extreme, the dangerous food. One dish from Japan. That one is sashimi fugu. In bahasa ikan buntal lah.
Yeah.
There is the poison fish.
Yeah.
In the world, but especially in Indonesia, too much victim the people when eating that fish because didn't know about the technique. And the second my question is, if you already eat that dish, okay, thank you very much for
okay, thank you so much, Chef Zanu, for the question. Guys, we are still up for one more person to deliver the question, so feel free to raise your hand. But in the meantime, wow, Brian, I was just about to re-ask you the question, but you already read the question yourself. You're the best conductor ever. So Brian, feel free, please answer the question.
Yeah. So yeah, first of all, really great questions. So yeah, why are people not getting married? And like, is it really because the living costs are that high? I think there's some truth to this. Like, wages in Japan have been stagnant for the past 30 years. Wages are not going up. If anything, wages are going down. Over the past, like I said, 11 years that I've been here, every time I walk by like a family restaurant, they're always looking for people, and the wage has always been 700 yen to 1100 yen an hour. Which is, like $6-7 an hour, which is, it's not a lot of money. So wages have been stagnant. Things are becoming more and more expensive. And at the end of the day, people also, they just don't have time to hang out together. They don't have time to go out, meet new people. So it's really, it's a, it's a, I mean, I'm not a sociological expert of Japan at all, you know, but from what I can see and from what I can read on the news is that, yes, the living costs are really high, which is preventing people from getting married. But there's also the fact that they're really dedicated to work. They don't have, like, from a young age, they place a high priority on their education. So they go to school, and then after school, they go to a cram school. So they really miss out on, you know, just socializing with friends. And I think that later down their lives, this runs, that it, like, you know, it becomes harder and harder to make friends as you get older, especially if that's not something you learn from a young age. So yeah, to recap, living costs are high in Japan. I don't think they're extreme, but based off of, like, the fact that salaries are quite low in Japan, yeah, I'm sure it's preventing people from getting married. Yeah. But then there's also the fact that, you know, work leaves no time to socialize with with members of the other sex. And if the fugu incidents, I've never tried fugu because I am a scaredy cat. And I don't want I don't want to get poisoned. I think the last time a fugu incident happened was in the 90s, because it's super strictly regulated. So you need a license if you want to serve fugu. So yeah, recently, as far as I know, there hasn't been a fugu incident in like 30 years, but they used to happen, especially before, when it was unregulated. Does anyone here want to eat fugu just for, like, the kick, for the thrill?
Well, I don't. I care about my life.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Brian, for answering the question. I hope that answers the question from Chef Zanu. Thank you so much for the question as well. We have Kak Dika Narendra. Please feel free to deliver your question.
All right, thank you, Rama. All right, I'm gonna ask to Brian, because you said that, yeah, you are originally Dutch, but
yes,
you moved to Japan, and you said Japan, living in Japan is easy. What easy? Because West meets East, and
yes,
as I know, the Dutch people are very straightforward, very straight. And
yes,
so, but the Japanese is slightly old school, slightly orthodox.
Yes.
And how can you adapt to the two different cultures?
I love it. That's a really good question. With Japanese values, yes. So I think that the Japanese are very good at accepting my bluntness and my straightness, because I am a foreigner. Like, in Japan, you're often it has good sides and bad sides, but you're often excused because you are a foreigner. Like, if you stick your chopsticks in the rice, which you definitely shouldn't do, it's okay because you are a foreigner and you don't know any better. Right. So if and Jordan can attest to the fact that I am indeed straight, it's often forgiven because I am a foreigner. And this may, I try to watch my language whenever I'm around Japanese people. I try to be a bit more nuanced, but you're absolutely right. There are some clashes here, but the Japanese, they often, forgive you because you are a foreigner. And to a certain degree, it's, it's very interesting to them as well, because they're like, whoa, you can say these things, so that's very, it's very interesting. And again, that makes it easy. People, they just let you be here in Japan, which is really nice. Like, I never really felt judged or anything.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Sorry, by the way, additional, what city you come from in Netherlands?
Oh, so I come from a tiny city which is called Pijnacker, which I doubt anyone knows because I barely know it myself. But Pijnacker is very near Delft, and Delft is close to Rotterdam, which some people might have heard of. Rotterdam used to be the biggest port in the world until China started expanding all their all their ports. And Rotterdam is close to Amsterdam, which is the capital of the country.
Yeah, so close to Randstad, yeah.
Yes. Oh, you know the Randstad. Yes, I used to live in the Randstad. Have you been to Holland?
Sadly, never.
You know, if you know about the Randstad, but you've never been, that's impressive, Dick. That's wow. Yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah, I learned from the Indonesian football coach who had lived 20 years in Netherlands.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Oh wow, wow! You mentioned the Randstad. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Kadika, for the question.
Yeah,
also,
thank
Brian.
you, Brian. Dank u.
Thanks.
Before we are going to before we are going to move to the FGD session, I have just one quick question for Brian. So the question is, this might be personal or not personal at all, but I just wanna know, do you find as a foreigner in Japan, do you find dating to be easier?
Yes.
Yes. Would you like to elaborate?
Yeah, for sure. It's very similar to like the answer I gave to Dick on my my bluntness. To them, it's interesting, and so there's a lot of, well, I mean, not a lot of, but there's definitely women and girls who are interested in you simply based on the fact that you are a foreigner. So dating is is definitely easier. Yeah, if anybody, I'm very tall. I'm 210 centimeters, which means I won't fit under.
Wow.
I won't fit under most doors. So if any one of you ever comes to Japan and you need a wingman because of my height, I'm bound to attract some girls, but I'm already married, so I can send them your way. So please hit me up if you're ever here and you're looking for a girlfriend. Or if you're looking for a boyfriend, because there's also a lot of guys who are like, whoa, you're so tall. So I can introduce you to a lot of people.
Okay, thank you so much, Brian. Well, that really answers. So basically, people in Japan, it's not different than in Indonesia. We in Indonesia, because especially for people from other race, other people might find them more interesting, just because you don't see them very often. Like in Indonesia, you see people with the same race everywhere, but once you found somebody who looks different, they stand out, and they might be cute. It might be kind of easier for them to get
what. Yeah, one of my friend said, and this is about, like you said, like being a different race in a country that's mostly like homogeneous. He said, if Brian, especially because I'm tall, he said, you are a bit like a unicorn, and who doesn't want to play with a unicorn?
Exactly.
And that's exactly right. You stand out, you're interesting, so people become fascinated, and that gives you a competitive edge. For sure.
Okay, guys. Okay, now it's time to jump to the FGD session. I'm going to break. I'm going to let you guys join the breakout rooms that I've provided. We have several facilitators here. Let's meet all of them. We have Kak Denny. Hello, Denny.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, we have Kak Arif. Hello, Arif.
Hi, everyone.
We have Kak Raki.
Hello, Britzoners.
And then we have Kak Dina.
Hello, Kak Rama. Hello, everyone.
And then we have Kak Sofia. Hi, Kak Sofia.
Hi, everyone.
Kak Sofia is, by the way, the one who conducted the last Tuesday class. So if you attended that class, you might be familiar with her face, right? And we have Kak Ani as well. Hello, Kak Ani.
Hi, Rama. Hi, everyone.
Okay. So I'm going to let you guys in the breakout room, and in the breakout room for everybody for everybody who is the first timer, you are going to be provided a space to practice your English, all of you one by one. So feel free to express what you want to say. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to speak, because that is exactly the point of the Britzone, right? Okay, so I'll see you in 30 minutes. Okay.
Bye-bye.
See you guys. Okay, so meanwhile, everybody is joining their respective rooms. For all of you who is not, what is it? For all of you who is not, who doesn't get the invitation to join the breakout room, you are going to be doing the FGD session here in the main room with Kak Ani. Brian, feel free if you want to participate in the discussion session. So okay, we are going to start the FGD session now. So Kak Ani, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Rama. Okay, let's get started. Hi, everyone. Hi, so who's will be my participants here? Dian?
We have Kak Harumi, Kak Dian, Kak Ezra, and Kak Halida.
Okay. Okay, hi, Kak Harum, hi, Dian, hi, Halida, and hi, Ezra. Why are you here? Okay, yeah, maybe most of you already knew me, right? Or you don't? Okay, let me introduce myself first. My name is Ani. I will be your facilitator here. So we will discuss some questions, and yeah, I get familiar with Dian and Ezra. Maybe I want to know Kak Harum. Hi, Kak Harum.
Hi, Kak Ani.
Hi, how are you?
I think I can say I'm good.
Okay, glad that you are good. Did you enjoy the presentation, the class?
Yeah, it was nice. I mean, Brian gives some new knowledge about Japan, new informations, and it's just interesting because I'm not really into Japan actually, but I heard a lot of people are into Japan because because the country is unique and stuff. And I think Brian just gives us some information about that.
Okay, that's I do agree with you, Harum. I also can say that Brian provide us another perspective of Japan, because I also myself work for Japan company. So yeah, I find it hard, just like Brian explained before. Okay, what about you, Halida? Hi, Halida. Are you here with us, Halida? Okay, I think she's away from her PC. Maybe I can get to Dian. Hi, Dian. Where are you? I saw different background.
Oh, yes. But this is real. I'm sitting at the restaurant right now.
Oh, okay.
A Japanese restaurant.
Oh, that's very thoughtful.
What do you order, Kak?
This ramen.
Okay, we're on the same team.
Ramen. Okay. Ramen team, yeah. So Dian, yeah, please introduce yourself to us.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Brian. My name is Dian. I am an English teacher living in Thailand. And right now I'm in Bangkok.
Okay. Well, spoiler alert, if today we heard from Brian that living in Japan, maybe someday or one day or in near future, Dian could share with us his story living in Thailand, right?
It's not gonna be too long.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's just a spoiler. Okay. Hi, Ezra. What about you, Ezra? Hi, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ezra. I'm a freelancer and I'm currently living in East Jakarta.
Okay, East Jakarta. Okay, thank you, Ezra. So Ezra is also one of the committee this year, Wednesday committee. If you guys attend Wednesday class, you maybe know Ezra there. Right, Ezra? Okay, Halida, are you here with us, Halida?
I think Halida is not here.
Okay, then let's get started the question. So we have like 4 questions. So each of you will answer this question. So let's discuss. First question is, if you could live abroad, or you got a chance to live in foreign country, which country that you are going to pursue? Maybe I'd like to hear from Harun.
Wow, it's kind of hard question. I don't know. I think I might be interested in living in Singapore for now.
Why?
I don't really have any particular reason besides my partner, or my partner is living there right now. So
okay,
yeah.
is he your husband or your boyfriend?
A boyfriend.
Boyfriend. Okay, so you hopeful to you hope to get to live in Singapore.
Yes, live with him. Yeah, in Singapore.
That's a very nice story.
Yeah. Even though he said that he's really bored living there, because you cannot really travel like in Indonesia. We have a lot of beautiful places.
Yes.
He said that they don't really have it in Singapore. But still, I think it's interesting to live in a country with that safety and security.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Secure and also clean, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Harum. Let's move to, where is Dian? Okay, Dian. Hi, Dian. I think I also heard this story before, right, Dian? Maybe you can share with us which country that you want to go to other than Thailand.
I see. Okay, so I would love to go to Brian's home country, the Netherlands, and also Germany, because I've been living in Asia all my life, and I think it's time. It's about time to see something else. The world is wide and huge, right?
Nice.
Nice. And do you have any plan? I mean, like, what do you want to do in Netherlands or Germany?
Actually, I haven't thought about it yet. I mean, I don't know. It's just a dream right now. I'm kind of enjoying myself here in Thailand, and so I don't know what the future holds for us, but let's hope.
Okay, nice, Dian. I also I heard this story before, and just like Dian, I also have the same interest. Like, I want to go to Netherlands and Germany. And fun fact, maybe for some people they want to go to work, but for me, I want to get my master. And yeah, I already got the LOA, letter of acceptance, in Groningen University.
Ooh.
But I haven't got the funded. So yeah, maybe.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Next year. Yeah, hopefully that I can make the pass the scholarship, or I get the scholarship, or maybe I have enough money to go there. Hopefully. Okay, let's hear from Ezra. What about Ezra? Which country?
Okay. Abroad, maybe I want to live in Germany, because I've been curious about Germany from many years ago. So I'm looking for their culture, especially with their reputation as one of the world's best place when it comes to technology in engineering. So even during my time in university, I studied a few about the German standards. I think and I saw that they are very interesting. So if I am given selection to live across a foreign country, then I will choose Germany. That's easy. Thank you.
Okay, so yeah, everyone, if you know, I know Ezra personally, and he is very into the airplane, right, Ezra?
Yes.
And
Yeah, actually not only airplane. Yeah. Yeah, some set.
but do you have any plan to to pursue your interest in Germany, like related to airplane?
Maybe not right now. Maybe no, Annie, not right now.
Okay, maybe in future, right?
Sometime in the future.
I mean, it's obvious based off his virtual background. Ezra.
Yeah.
It's a truck or what is it? What do they
Oh,
call
no, it's a pickup truck.
Oh, pickup truck. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Ezra. And yeah, maybe what about you, Rama? Do you have any interest country that you have?
Actually, it's the US.
US,
especially cities like New York. I'm a big city boy. Or Tokyo, they're both metropolitan cities as well as Jakarta, right?
Very Hollywood, right?
They're cruel. Metropolitan cities are cruel, but the fast pace of work, fast life, fast everything, that's kind of my thing. Whoa.
And
okay.
I think the living expense is, it's quite high there.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the challenge, I guess. You gotta, it's either you make it or you die there.
Nice.
Okay, I see you already get some research, right? Okay, yeah, if let's say that you got your, your dream to living in your dream country, what would you do to make a new friends? Maybe from Brian, we already heard that he, free drink to the rescue. What about you guys? What are you gonna do if you got a chance to living in abroad and you want to, you need friends? Of course, we need people. What would you do if you face that situation? Maybe from Asia.
I'm sorry, Annie. What was the question?
If you can live in Germany, let's say you get the chance to live in Germany, and you arrive there, you don't have any friend, no one there, you have no somebody, or you don't have any relatives. What would you do to make friends?
Oh, to make friends, yeah. First, I will seek some person in my community. Yeah, because from person that that have common interest with me, and from there,
how would you find that that person that have some interest with you? How would you find them?
Okay, so yeah, it's just that I will search for a lot of communities here, because as we know that in many countries there are a lot of communities with many kinds of interests. So I start looking from the communities, from the communities that then we can find a person that we are, comfortable, or we can get easily along with. Then we can start some kind of mutual relationship or something like that.
I have an answer.
Yeah.
Tinder to the rescue.
Oh, please, Rama. No, please, Rama,
it's obvious, right? Opposite romantic love, yeah, that's the answer. Rama is right. but for casual relationship, actually, that's my method.
But I also curious about this. Brian, do you have I mean in Netherlands or Western country, do they have communities for adults like us? Let's say that we arrive there and we want to make friends. Do you guys have a community like this in Britzone for English community?
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. But I think especially, because because we have quite a long history in Indonesia and the Netherlands. So there's a lot of Indonesian organizations in the Netherlands, but also for just English speaking or there's a lot of we call them friendship organizations. So those are quite popular in all over Europe, and I think in the States as well.
Oh, I honestly, because
Yeah.
you know I heard some fact that Western people, it's quite individualist, like you know they don't have to gather, or it's hard to connect to them because they already have a friendship circle.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely true. But these friendship groups, they generally attract people that want to meet new people. So those are really good groups to really good groups to join. And especially because everyone here, they speak like everyone's English is so good. So you can just join like I mean, yeah, I'd probably avoid the expat groups, but if you go to like international community groups, generally people are always friendly because we've all kind of been through the same movement. So yeah, join foreign communities, and then slowly you'll get absorbed into into the local communities.
Okay, nice insight, friend. Okay, what about you, Harum? If you got a chance to live in Singapore, okay, let's say that you have your boyfriend already, but what would you do to make friends, casual friends like Ezra?
I think I might do something like what Ezra just said. Searching for some communities with common interest. I think I might be interested in joining a community who that discuss a lot about diversity issues, and maybe start from there. Yeah, meeting some new people from their regular meetings, maybe. Yeah.
And yeah, you have no chance to do Tinder things, okay, because you already have
yeah.
And yeah, what would you miss from Indonesia?
You know, you can make friends from Tinder, right?
Okay, Ram, let's talk about that. Answer this, okay?
You can make friends from Tinder. Come on.
No, Tinder.
That is an option.
Right, it's an option.
Yeah,
It's an option.
If you don't interested to that people, you can say, okay, let's just be friends because I'm not interested in you. I'm not into you, so let's just be friends. Yeah, that could be the case. Okay, yeah.
And also it depends on the like how do I say that, the like the kesepakatan. What do I say that?
The agreement.
Yeah, the agreement, between me and my partner.
Okay.
If it's okay to make some friends from Tinder or not.
Okay, Harum, thank you for your your story. Okay, what about you, Dian? If you can go or live in Germany or Netherlands, what would you do?
Well, I think it's very important to do some research before you move to a foreign country. Look for what they're interested in, and also I would say go to places where most of people go to chill out, like bars and clubs. You can hang out with them, you can mingle with the local people and be friends with them, hopefully. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but it can develop into like a romantic relationship with a local person, maybe, who knows. So there are always options there.
Okay, and did you do that in?
Oh my god, I was just about to ask.
Did you do that in Thailand?
No. I'm a very clean person. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do a lot of stuff.
You can order orange juice in bar.
Yes,
right?
but I don't like clubs.
Yeah.
The only bar that I've been to was this one Sky Bar in Bangkok. It was quite high. We're on the 42nd floor. So yeah, it was beautiful up there, but the drink was very expensive. It was overpriced. So
just like in Sky Bar in Jakarta, I also went there once, and yeah, I find it so overpriced.
yes. But I don't know about the Dutch people. Do you guys go to bars to hang out or chill?
No, not really. No, the Dutch are horrible at making new friends. It's I'm not sure who said it, but like we kind of stick to ourselves. And
see,
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, we tend to. Yeah.
So you're quite similar to Japanese. I mean, you're very reserved.
I think to a
maybe he already Japanese blended into Japanese culture.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm like a bit of an outlier because I like to talk to new people. It's like hear their experiences, but generally, yeah, like for example, my brother, like he still has the same friends from high school. He lives in the city where we were born. It's like, don't you want to go out and see what else is there? So yeah, well, yeah, quite reserved, and yeah, it can be hard to yeah, I suppose if you don't know about these friendship groups or bars, yeah.
And what did you miss, Brian, from your hometown, Netherlands, where you live in?
Only the food. That's it. Everything else, I don't know. I'm not too attached to. So just the food. Just the food.
Just the food. What about you, Dian?
Oh, of course, the food, yes, and the people as well. I mean, again, the kind of jokes that we tell here is different from the kind of jokes that Indonesian people tell to each other. So it's, after a long and tiring day, all you need is a good laugh, and sometimes you cannot get it from when you live abroad. So that's why I'm here now. I'm so happy being here, talking to my Indonesian friends. Share some good stories, and also make moments with them. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see that because you almost attend our classes, all of our classes. And we're so glad about that, Dian. Thank you for always.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and what about you, Ezra? If you can live in Germany and you miss your Indonesian things, what would you do to make up those,
I'm sorry, Ani, I was I can live in Germany. Then what is?
Yeah, what would you miss? What would you do to to make up if you miss Indonesian things, you miss your people, you miss your hometown, you miss your people, you miss your food, Indonesian food? What would you do if that things happen when you live in Germany?
Yeah. First of all, maybe I'll just if about culture people, just seeing and the image of them in my phone. But when it comes to food, I will try look to the Indonesian restaurant in Germany, because actually till now I haven't heard of Indonesian restaurant in Germany. Well, but I'll keep looking. But the one country that I know with a lot of Indonesian restaurant is USA, right? If I remember, USA. If I saw in the a lot of news, they have a lot of Indonesian restaurants there. So people, the diasporas, they don't have to worry about if they miss the Indonesian food, because the Indonesian restaurant are quite easy to find there.
And what about you, Brian? Do you have any friends from Netherlands there? I mean, do you have your special friends that?
No. I've all the friends I made here are fresh. I mean, some friends I made like when I landed in Japan. But I left my life behind. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're practically living a new life there.
Pretty much, yeah, exactly.
Okay, wow, that's interesting, right? Okay, maybe it's not the case for Harum, right? Harum, if you live in Singapore, it's just an hour flight. You can just come back to Indonesia.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Hollywood boy, Rama? If you can live in LA City, New York City, or whatever it is, what would you do if you miss Indonesian people or Indonesian things?
First of all, I don't think I will miss the food because I love to cook. So, and I can cook a lot of Indonesian food. So I can cook it myself, even though I know the resources might be hard to find, but I can try, But one thing that I'm going to miss, about Indonesia is just the vibes that you can. I don't think you can get the same atmosphere of Indonesia just like in the US maybe or in Japan. The atmosphere of having your neighbors nyetel dangdut, playing dangdut while you're on Zoom meeting, having them building their house with their a lot of noises while you're on Zoom meeting like this. I don't think you will find that anywhere. Hopefully not. So I think that's just the kind of vibes. Oh, the public holidays like Idul Fitri, Idul Adha. Those are the things that you don't get to celebrate in other countries, right? In the Western countries, you don't get to celebrate that, so you won't be able to have that atmosphere, even if you live in a country where the Indonesian embassy and the Indonesian people are very united. I don't think that you will have the same vibes. Maybe we can ask Kak Dian about this because I know he experienced Idul Fitri this year in Thailand. Do you feel that the atmosphere is different or not from celebrating Idul Fitri in Indonesia, Kak Dian?
It was different, I should say, because of course you're not there with your family members, your loved ones, you're with strangers. Everything feels different. But again, it depends on how you call home. For me, Thailand is like my second home. And Indonesia is still my first home. And maybe Brian has another thought of this because I heard earlier that you were having a conversation about the definition of home with your friends, right? So everything is back, or everything depends on what you call home. So, and again, I have said this to Annie before that, no matter how fancy a hotel room is, it can never beat the feeling of being at home. So yeah, that's that.
And Dian, how many times did you can go back to Indonesia in a year, or
well, last year I went back. No, this year actually I went back to Indonesia in January to get a new visa and to get a new passport as well. Normally I would go back to Indonesia like twice a year, but it depends on whether I have holidays or not. So now that the school where I'm working at has extended my contract, so it's quite difficult to fit in with the schedule. So
yeah, you basically come back whenever you can, right? Yeah.
I cannot do that. Because I work for a government school. So yeah.
That's very hard. That must be hard for you to fit the schedule. Yeah. What about you, Brian? Do you have any experience? I mean, other than Japan or Singapore, which country that you ever visited in Asia?
I mean, visiting, I've been to a whole bunch of like Indonesia. I've been to Vietnam, Thailand.
You've been
here
before?
Yeah, but I've never lived there. Just mostly for work. Although at one point it did feel like I was living in Jakarta because I was there every other week. But yeah, I love the city. It's such a, with all due respect, I mean it's a dirty city, but it's very alive. It's very alive, and the city truly doesn't sleep. Like you can go out at 4 o'clock in the morning and people would still be everywhere.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's an amazing city, and the convenience stores, they sell Odin. Like it's 30 degrees outside. Like in Japan, it's winter, and then you start eating the Odin. It's like 35 degrees. And I go to the convenience store in Jakarta, and you guys are selling Odin. I'm like, whoa, it's way too warm to eat Odin. That was a really big surprise. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have food season here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's
We
always the
just,
same temperature.
we just eat anytime or anything that we want.
Yeah, we basically eat everything hot anytime. Like if it doesn't matter if it's like 45 degrees out there, we will still eat baso with the hot soup and everything.
Satay for the breakfast.
Yeah, the sweatier we get, the more satisfying we feel.
Nice.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. And yeah, despite that, I think Jakarta now it's one of the polluted, the most polluted city, right? So yeah, it is true that we live in amazing amazing city, but yeah, quite dirty. Just like Brian said. Yeah, and it is true. It is true. But okay, everyone, I think we almost finished the discussion. So I would like to say thank you for participating. I love to hear from your stories, Harum, Ezra, Dian, and Rama, and also Brian. I think we will continue our our next session, right, Rama?
Don't forget to choose the representative, Kani.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The representative maybe. No, I won't choose you, Dian. Don't worry.
Okay, no. Before the others are back, I would please excuse myself because I need to go somewhere. Yeah.
Okay,
that's
okay,
Dian.
Thank you.
All right. Bye,
for
Brian. Bye.
Bye, Dian.
Take care, Dian. See you again.
I'll see you next week. Bye.
Okay, maybe a representative from our group, Harum. Yeah, you have no choice, Harum. you have to wrap up our story later. Okay. Rama, come back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Kani, for leading the discussion. We would like to welcome everybody back to the main room. Hi, everyone. It's very strange that I don't hear we need more time, like 30 seconds after I close the breakout room. Usually people start screaming right away.
Actually, we need extra time, Rama. Can we have it since the discussion is...
No. Well, I hope everybody is having fun discussing about Japan, because Japan is, or your experience on living abroad, because Japan is very interesting, right? We have Kak Ragita here. Hello, Kak Ragita. Which one is Kak Ragita there? You're still muted, Kak.
Just guess which one.
Oh my God.
I can guess.
Kak Ragita is the one without the glasses.
Yeah.
Then who is the other one?
Yeah, you got wrong.
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome back. I understand that you have had your discussion, and I hope that was interesting. So after this, we are going to jump straight away to the representative session, where every group will have one representative to basically represent the entire group. So I will have, every representative will have to answer one question and summarize what all of you have been talking about in your respective group, okay? So we will hear first from Kak Ani's group, maybe.
Okay, from our group. Hi, Harum. So we get Harum
here. It's me.
Kak Harum. Okay. I understand that this is the first time that you joined Britzone, right?
Yes.
So first question, what do you think about Britzone so far? And please, and the question for you is, how would you go about making friends in new countries? And what did your friends say about that question?
Okay. Maybe first I will share about my experience joining the class for the first time. It was really nice because I get a chance to practice my speaking, and it's just nice because we discuss something that is not really close to our experience, but it gives us some new information. And for the question, let me remember.
How would you make friends?
Oh, right. Making friends in
another country.
Right. For me myself, I will search for some community that focus on diversity, and from that community I will meet new people and I will make friends with them. And that's also the answer of Kak Ezra, one of the member of our group discussion. And also Rama said that Tinder will do that.
True.
He said that we could make friends from Tinder. And yeah, maybe that's it.
Okay, thank you, Kak Haruming. Wait, I just realized that Ajeng and Ragita is in the same room. Guys, oh, okay, that's interesting.
They have the same background, right?
Yeah, no, they're literally like they're together.
That, actually.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Harum, for the summary. So joining communities and Tinder, those are the two ways of making friends abroad. Okay, up next we have Kak Arif. Hello, Kak Arif.
Okay, hello, Rama. So
who is the representative of your group?
Yep, the representative, I haven't pointed them actually. I will point, well, probably Kak Dwi. Hi, Kak Dwi.
Okay, hello, Kak Dwi. Where's Kak Dwi? Oh, Kak Dwi.
Yeah.
Hi, are you a teacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kak Dwi, are you ready to, represent our group and what we have discussed in our group?
Yeah.
Tell them it's exciting.
Kak Dwi, I would like to know if you were to live abroad, where would you live and why?
Yeah, UK, like London and Scotland. And maybe because of I like that country because of beautiful, and also I like the British.
You like the British?
Yeah.
Like the accent or the people?
Yeah, the accent also, and also the people also.
Okay, that's cool. What did your friends say in your group? Where did they want to live if they were to live abroad?
Yeah, I have 2 friends that want to live in Canada.
Oh, Canada is very exciting actually. Who are the friends? I would like to know why.
Arif and Andri, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Andri, do we have Andri here? Andri?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, why would you want to live in Canada?
Because of the city.
Okay. Kak Dwi, maybe you would like to explain what did Andri say in the group?
Yeah, maybe because of the city is very beautiful there.
That's it. We have beautiful cities in Indonesia. But I understand Canada is it's very well governed, if that makes sense. You know, the government is very cool with all the regulations there. So I think it will be very safe country to live in. Thank you so much, Kak Dwi. How about Kak Sofia?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Rama. Okay, so one in my group, there's 4 of us, but then they have to leave because of the signal, and then Valen is just leaving because she has another business.
Okay.
And then so our representative is Wulandari.
Okay.
The place
Hello,
is
Kak
yours.
Wulandari. Where is Kak Wulandari? I'm still searching for her.
Hello.
Oh, okay, Kak Wulandari. Is this your first time joining Britzone?
No, this is my 4th time, maybe.
Oh, so you're a regular. You know how it works, right? Kak Wulan, what would you miss from Indonesia and why?
Maybe the first thing that is the food, because I'm not like the other person like who can consume anything. I'm the big fan of Indonesian food because the spice. So I don't like the raw. I also love Japan, but I don't like the raw food. That's why I think this is the best problem for me when I go to Japan.
You know, there are cooked meals as well, right? But I understand, you know, in sushi we have raw fish, meat, like sashimi as well. Yeah, I understand. What did your friends say? What would they miss about Indonesia if they were to live abroad?
They say about the culture, making friends, like something like that, because in country like Japan, they have individual life, like how different from our country. We know that when we meet our friend, we will go in some group and talking about everything when we have. That's maybe that's the best thing that we will miss about the food and the friends.
The friends and the cultures. Okay, thank you so much, Kaulan, for representing your group. Yeah, I think I will also miss kerja bakti. I don't think they have kerja bakti anywhere in the world other than in Indonesia, right? Thank you, Kaulan. And next up, we have Kak Raki.
All right. Our representative will be Aska, who is the one who want to live in Japan and UK. So please welcome Aska. The screen is yours.
Hi, Aska.
Hello, hello everyone.
So tell me again, why do you want to live in Japan?
Basically, like the nature, it's very good, and the public transportation. Because I have the goals, like I want to be less carbon, you know, the green lifestyle. You know, it will be easier to apply that kind of lifestyle in Japan. And yeah, for our group discussion, like the group member have different preferences regarding to the country destination.
Okay.
Like
Aska, I'm so sorry for interrupting, guys. I will be idle for like 30 seconds. I have to ngambil paket. That's my mom's package. Jenna is calling, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, our group member have different preferences. Like for Jordan, he wants to go to Switzerland, Swiss, and also Tika have the same preferences. They want to go to Swiss because they love the nature there, and yeah, it's very beautiful. You know, lots of Instagram posts make people want to move there, especially like the mountain and some kind of natural. And also for Raki, he prefer New York because he said that his role model Panji Pragiwaksono, or yeah, if I'm not wrong, like he starts the new life there in New York, like giving new chance for everybody, it's very diverse and offer you so many opportunities.
Yeah.
For me personally, like I want to move to Japan or UK, but I think I don't really want to move. Like I love Indonesia, like all the food, my family's here, and yeah, I just want to travel. I think.
Okay, thank you for us. Okay. Oh, what did your other friend say?
Yeah. Sorry, I missed the other one. For my friends, they say that they will miss their family if they move abroad, and also the food. And they say the way they want to make new friends is through going to the native community there, and also they want to give new food to the neighbor. Like yeah, that's the way Jordan wants to make new friends. Yeah, sorry if I'm not if I talking too much. Thank you.
That's actually
so
a great
much.
idea. Giving food to your neighbors. Kak Jordan, nice point. That's what we do anyway, right, in Indonesia. Okay, thank you so much, Kak Aska. No, you didn't talk too much. That's the point of joining Britzone, is to speak. Thank you so much. And Karaki, we share the same answer. I also want to move to New York if I had the chance, just because it offers opportunities for everyone, right? So, who's next? I think, is that all? Oh, Kak Denny. Kak Denny and Kak Dina. Kak Denny first, maybe?
Okay, thank you, Ro. Thank you for not forgetting about me.
I obviously won't forget about you.
Yeah. So in my group, we have 3 awesome people. We have Sef Zanu here, who has worked all around the world in Dubai. So he has a lot of experience living abroad, actually. And then we have Dick Narendra, and also Yogi. And for today's representative, Yogi is the one that will tell all of you guys about our discussion. So please,
Okay,
Yogi.
Okay, thank you, Mas Denny. Okay, based on our discussion, okay, mostly our dream to live in the next country in the future is US and Europe, yeah, for the ocean, and then there is likely of the Asia such as Dubai, yeah, because the reason is about the facility, yeah, such as the economic of the country itself, and then education and the government system. Yeah, it is make us get a no insight, yeah, for this country. And then they were excited with the culture. For example, yeah, for Narendra answer, she wanted to live in the Netherlands, okay, but they have issue about the tax, okay, because the tax in the Netherlands is too high, especially for the single people, yeah. But if you have a family, the tax will be reduced. Okay, this for Mr. Narendra. And for Mr. Zanu, okay, the unique answer is Dubai. Okay, just because he wanted to go to impossible country, because we know that the whole country city record, okay, the whole record of the city was accomplished by Dubai. Yeah? For example, they have a Burj Khalifa, okay, and then they have a horizontal building in the air. Did you know it? Yeah, horizontal building in the air. That's for Dubai. That's new insight for him. Yeah. And then for me, okay, I just a simple man. Okay, the concept, the condition that I have, I want to live in the next country is the country has to be more advanced in Indonesia. And then the second is I can conduct my worship freely. So my choices is Asian countries such as Brunei or Arabic. Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay, that's cool. Brunei.
Brunei.
You're the first one to mention Brunei in this discussion today.
Yeah, just because about the worship and prayer. Yeah.
Do you work in oil industry?
No. My background is in information technology.
Oh, okay.
But I ever handle the international project, such as Southeast Asia and then Japanese. So I think the most interesting for me is a Brunei. Yeah, Brunei is a very religion people, and then I think if we wanna get our heaven, okay, this Brunei is a big chance.
Okay. Thank you, Yogi, for sharing. Wow, that's pretty cool. Thank you so much. And now we shall move on to Kak Dina's group. Halo, Kak Dina.
Halo, Kak Rama.
Okay, so who is going to be the representative?
We got our first timer, Kak Ragita. Would you want to share?
Oh, Kak Ragita. Okay, Kak Ragita, please tell us about your discussion earlier.
Is there any questions?
Okay, what would you miss about Indonesia, Kak?
I will miss my friends, of course, my family, the food, the weather. Just like a common things that when you got like homesick.
Oh, okay. So if you ever had the chance, which country would you like to live? And which country would your friends in that group would like to live?
Well, Actually, I want to live in Korea, and Ara said that Ara want to live in Finland, and Katika says he want to live in Switzerland. Like there said that Ara will want to live in Finland because of the educational and educational standard, right? And then Katika said because it's have a beautiful views everywhere. And I want to live in Korea because I want to live in SM Entertainment. That's exactly what I want.
Okay. That's like every K-popper's dreams. To work for the big agencies like SMYG and everything, right?
Yeah.
What position exactly would you want to work in?
Manager
Manager of
Nuno.
talents?
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty tough.
That's pretty tough.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Ragita and Kak Ajeng, for answering the question. I hope everybody's having a great discussion earlier, and now we should move to the question and answer session. Once again, we have 10 minutes, so everyone, if you want to ask some question, please raise your hands. Okay. Kak Aska said went to FX Sudirman at least to taste SM Entertainment. Do they have SM Entertainment in FX?
It's like it's just like display for the album, for the kayak patungnya yang standing
really?
itu, yang kayak dari cardboard itu. Terus banyak light stick.
The representative office.
Like the official store?
Yeah, official store. I think it's also the official store.
Okay, I that's one more information for today. Today I learned. Okay, we have Kak Yogi. Would you like to ask some question for Brian?
Okay, thank you, Rama. Okay, Miss Brian, I have a question for you. This is based on our discussion, with Miss Denny last time. I already work in the Japanese country already 9 years. Yeah, there are some questions that I don't know why Japanese people can do that. Yeah, mostly you said that Japanese people they love drinks. Yeah, so if we as an Indonesian people, if we love drinks, okay, our habits, our character, our activity, it is reflected to our daily activity. For example, if you in the night you drink, and then at least you are late, wake up in the morning, and then you have become a zombie when afternoon. But in the Japanese, but the Japanese is very different. They I ever followed them. Okay, they ever become to in my office. They become to the club, and then they drink until 4 subuh, and then they can become a different people at the 8 o'clock, and then we can see that they can they have a drink before, or I think that's a different personality. They become day night, and they become in the afternoon, and then become day night. Why Japanese people can do that?
It's incredible. I just messaged Jordan because actually I was I came home this morning around 6-7 o'clock after drinking. Had to only sleep for a few hours. But there's I don't know, you kind of get used to it. But you're absolutely right. Like they have these two personalities, like before drinks and after drinks. And they're really good at just the next day they show up, and no matter what happened the day before, we don't mention it, we don't talk about it. It's like it never happened. And I'm not sure how. I don't know. You get used to it, I guess.
Is it affected to your activity, Brian, right now?
I hope not. Maybe you guys think I'm like slurring like an idiot. You're like, what is Brian?
You sound sober.
You just get you get used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any like special remedy for hangover in Japan?
So if you before drinking, you have this drink which is called ukon no chikara, and it's it has a lot of the turmeric stuff in it, which apparently activates your liver or something. I don't know if it works or not. I don't know if it's
like a vitamin, yeah, or vitamin.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
jamu.
Oh,
okay.
So I'm not sure if it's a placebo or not, but generally it works. And what I like to do is when I go home and I missed my train, oh no, you drink until the first train, and then I get out like 2 or 3 stations before my actual station. I go to the convenience store, I buy a big bottle of water, and I walk home for like 1 hour just drinking water, and then usually. And that's my trick. If yeah,
today I learned.
Yeah, if there's any takeaway from this from my presentation from today's session, other than the English.
Okay.
Hangover cure: walk for 1 hour, drink 2 liters of water, you'll be fine within a few hours.
Okay.
That's the tips, you guys. So if you plan to get
drunk,
you can get those tips. Okay. Thank you so much. Kak Yogi for the question. Now we have Kak Ani. What is your question?
Okay. Yeah, Brian, I want to ask why Japan? I mean, from all of
countries,
and you are from Western. I mean, most of us Asian people love to pursue in jobs or career in European industry. Why Asia and why Japan?
I ask myself this question every day for the past 11 years. Why Japan? When I was I'm not sure how I think it was like 17 or 18, and I was a friend of mine. He introduced me to actually to Japanese pop music, and it was pretty cool. But I had zero affinity with Japan, and he said, "Hey, like this pop group, they're going to have a concert in Japan. It's like, you want to go?" It's like, okay, sure, I'll go. It sounds like fun. Why not? And so that's when I first visited Japan, and I remember still very clearly on like my first or second night. My computer was broken. I had brought my laptop with me. It was broken, and I had to reinstall. I had to reinstall some software, but to do that, I had to first download my operating system, like the thing that runs my computer, right? Like the software that runs on the computer. And I was like, well, like in Holland, this would have been impossible. It's like 2 a.m. In Japan, I went to an internet cafe. Or first I went to a convenience store that was open 24/7, which blew my mind because in Holland, everything closes after 5. And on Sunday, all the stores are closed. Was able to buy a USB thumb drive. Then I went to an internet cafe. I downloaded all the software I needed. I went back to my hotel, and within like 1 hour, I had my laptop back up and running. And that just blew my mind that I could live my life at 2 o'clock at night. And I think that's kind of when I started to, fall in love with the country. Like I said, it's, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I want to live anywhere else. It's just, I don't know. It fits my lifestyle, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Okay.
That's why Japan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the answer, Brian. Hey, quick question, Brian. So, as you have heard from our fellow Britzoners, that most of us would like to go, if we were able to get the chance to live abroad, we will pick like the Western countries, right?
Right.
What do you think about the Westerners? As the Westerners yourself, like you're from Holland, right? Do people there, if they were given a chance to live abroad, would they pick Asian countries, or
yeah, probably,
would they pick like the European countries?
I think that's a really good question. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. It seems like, well, that's a really good. I don't have an answer for you. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I gotta research this. Now I'm really curious. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Okay,
yeah.
Thank you. Let's move on to Kak Arif. What is your question, Kak?
Okay, thank you, Rama. So since we talk a lot about food on the chat box, right? Everyone talks about food. I mean, let's get back to the English subject. I always wonder why. I used to hear or read some from some sources that Japanese people hate English, actually. But I used to have Japanese friends online, like on Facebook, but they happen to be good in English. So my question is, Brian, have you ever observed yourself why Japanese people hate English? Because I don't want to ask this to my Japanese friends because I don't want them to get offended. So maybe I can ask this to you.
I'm not sure. This is so in my company, we have hired like a large part of our staff is Indonesian, and they all speak like you all. They speak perfect English. Like I can 100% understand them, but then they don't want to speak English because they are embarrassed that their language, that their skill level isn't high enough. And I think it's the same here in Japan. Like, because once we start drinking and like, whoa, like their English is great, you know. So I think they might just be embarrassed, or they think that their English level isn't good enough. But yeah, like I said, I think that yeah, maybe they're just embarrassed about their language, but they speak English. They speak English. I don't know why they don't want to show it.
Okay.
So just because of the confidence or something?
I think it. I think that's what it is. Yeah, it's like unless it's not perfect, they don't want to show it, or they might be embarrassed that they misunderstand something. So yeah, that's my guess.
Okay, one more quick question, if I can, Rama. So
sure.
Have you ever found you know, some kind of English community in there, like Britzone, versus Japan, for example?
Oh yeah, there's tons of them. If you want to meet a cute girlfriend, dude, there's so many English speaking groups that you can join, and especially as a foreigner, they'll love it.
Thanks for the trip, brother. That will be really helpful for guys like us. If we were
go for it,
to
Arif.
visit Japan, we would find that community right away before getting into ramen and everything.
I just thought I was about to, like, you know, create like Britzone in Japan.
The Japanese branch of Britzone.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much.
Kak Arif, thank you so much for the question. So one last question will come from Ragita. Hi, Ragita. Or Kak Ajeng, maybe. Any of you.
Yeah, I'm just curious about this, and maybe it's too heavy topic, but yeah, just answer as you know. But I guess like some people have a vision, okay, on making some money for life, because I mean that wasn't balanced. And some people maybe in Japan were just have a vision on the live to work, like as you said, that usually working at least 11 hours per day. So the question is, in your opinions, will that be an impact toward the society culture, especially the foreign who live there like you? And maybe for the example is like the competition will maybe started from the childhood. Is there in there happen yet? Or like
it's a great question. Yeah, the shift is happening. It's actually accelerated as well by Corona. So people are like people had to start working from home, and I think that kind of opened up people their eyes. Like, oh hey, wait a second, I can I can have a life outside of work. So yeah, definitely it's starting to, and like you said as well, like especially with tech companies here, the shift has already started. And then yeah, gradually now, like this morning I was reading a newspaper and I saw that or I guess more this afternoon, and I read that NTT, which is like a massive Japanese company, super traditional, is actually starting to allow people to work from home like indefinitely now, which is a massive step up. Like if you would have told me 5 years ago that this would happen, I would have said you're full of shit. I would not have believed you. But now it's actually happening. So the shift is happening.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brian and Karagita, for the question. So that's the end of our Q&A session. I would like to thank everyone for the question and for joining the class. before we are going to close the entire class, we would like to have our tradition, which is taking picture together. So I invite everyone in this room to open your camera and give your best smile. Okay? Okay, everyone, please open your camera. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take the picture in okay, everyone, please do not flood the comment section. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you, everyone. But before we are going to, before I will close the class, I will give the chance for Brian to deliver his closing statement, maybe.
Thanks for sorry, you got me off guard there. Thanks for having me. It was really fun. Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah. So yeah, you know, Rama and everyone else, thanks so much for having me. Thanks for hosting me. It was really fun, really nice talking with everyone. And everyone's English it's great. Like I'm really impressed with the level of English and like the level of conversation that we've had today. So yeah, again, thanks so much for having me. And yeah, it was really fun, and I hope everyone enjoyed today's
Thank you,
session.
Brian. And thank you everyone for joining the class. That's all for today. And I hope all of us can join the other class on Tuesday, Wednesday, and also the upcoming Saturday class. Okay. Goodbye, everyone. Sayonara.
Bye-bye. Otsukare somebody.
Sayonara.
Is that how you say sayonara?
See you on Tuesday
Thank
class.
you for coming. Brian and all of the facilitators, please do not leave the room as we are going to have a little bit of conversation.
Yeah.
But the others, you can leave the Zoom right now. Thank you so much, everyone.